Images of dazzling Dubai with towering skyscrapers, luxury shopping malls, but do you know a shocking truth? Behind the sparkling lights and limitless wealth, there's a dark side that no one wants you to see. Have you ever heard of Sonapur? A place where dreams are shattered, where migrant workers pay the ultimate price to build the magnificent Dubai? Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. In today's video, we're going to explore the dark side of Dubai, a city famous for its luxury, but also hiding some heartbreaking stories. Get ready, because you're about to witness a Dubai that no one wants you to see. Dubai is a city of modern wonders, an iconic place known for its glistening skyscrapers, luxury resorts, and magnificent architectural feats. It's the city of wealth, fame, and luxury. Everyone around the world knows Dubai as a dream destination, a place where billionaires come to spend their fortunes, and where tourists flock to experience extravagance. But what if I told you that Dubai is hiding something behind all the beauty and luxury? That's right. There's a dark side that very few people are aware of, and it's the real price that was paid to make this city a global landmark. Dubai's skyscrapers didn't just rise from the desert sands because of engineering marvels and technology. Behind every piece of glass, every polished marble floor, and every stunning skyline, there are human stories. Stories of hardship, broken dreams, and exploitation. Dubai is home to the richest people in the world. But at the same time, it's also home to the poorest workers in one of the most demanding labor systems. The city was built on the backs of millions of migrant workers, who, ironically, will never get to enjoy the luxury of the city they helped build. The question is, who really paid the price for Dubai's success? You think Dubai is a paradise for those seeking a better life? But in reality, a massive portion of the labor force here lives in some of the worst conditions imaginable. And these workers, who do the most dangerous and grueling jobs, are the very people who built everything you see, from the towering Burj Khalifa to the luxurious shopping malls. Let's take a step back and rewind to the 1960s. Back then, Dubai was just a small fishing village on the coast of the Persian Gulf. The city had no fame, no grandeur, and no wealth. There were no flashy hotels, no futuristic skyscrapers, and definitely no world-class airports. The streets were narrow and dusty, and the economy was based on fishing and pearl diving. Dubai was far from the glamorous metropolis we know today. But everything changed in 1966 when oil was discovered off the coast of Dubai. The discovery of black gold transformed the city almost overnight, turning it from a humble desert town into a booming economic powerhouse. As the oil money flooded into Dubai, the city began to experience rapid growth and development. By the 1970s, the city started to build what seemed like an impossible dream. Towering skyscrapers, extravagant hotels, and artificial islands that would come to define Dubai's skyline. But this unprecedented development didn't come without its cost. As Dubai's economy boomed, the demand for labor skyrocketed. And not just any labor. The city needed cheap, hard labor to fuel its construction frenzy. But here's the shocking part. This luxurious city was built on the backs of millions of migrant workers. These workers came to Dubai with hopes of earning a better life for themselves and their families. Instead, they found themselves trapped in a system of exploitation and oppression. To meet the growing demands of this rapidly developing city, companies began to recruit workers from poorer countries, especially from South Asia, countries like India, Pakistan, Nepal, and Bangladesh. These workers were promised high wages, comfortable living conditions, and the opportunity to send money back home to support their families. They were promised a better life in Dubai, a dream that millions of people from these countries were willing to risk everything for. But when they arrived in Dubai, the workers were faced with a harsh and unforgiving reality. Instead of the life they were promised, they found themselves trapped in a vicious cycle of debt, living in appalling conditions with little to no rights. The workers were housed in crowded labor camps on the outskirts of the city, in areas that most visitors to Dubai will never see. These labor camps, like the infamous Sonapur, are home to tens of thousands of men who come to work in the construction industry. These workers are the ones building the luxurious resorts, the world-class airports, and the iconic skyscrapers that make Dubai the world-famous city it is today. But in reality, they live in squalor. What's the truth about life in these labor camps? You might be surprised. It's far from the image of luxury that Dubai is known for. The rooms are packed with multiple people, and often the workers sleep on bunk beds in poorly ventilated, cramped quarters. These rooms are nothing like the glamorous hotels you see in tourist brochures. There is no privacy, no comfort, and no proper facilities. In fact, many workers don't even have access to basic necessities like clean water or proper sanitation. Imagine working in 100-degree heat, doing manual labor all day long, and then coming back to a room where 10 to 12 men are crammed into a small space, fighting for access to the single fan or the meager facilities available. And that's not even the worst part. Many workers are charged huge fees by recruitment agencies in their home countries to secure a job in Dubai, and by the time they arrive, they're already in massive debt. These recruitment fees, which can reach thousands of dollars, are deducted from their wages, often leaving them with almost nothing after a long month of work. For many, the cycle of debt means they never actually earn what they were promised. Instead, they are stuck, unable to escape the system. Can you imagine working for months, even years, just to pay off a debt that keeps growing with each passing day? And if things weren't bad enough, there's the safety issue. Construction work in Dubai is extremely dangerous. The workers are required to work in harsh weather conditions, sometimes during scorching summer temperatures, with no proper safety equipment. Many workers are injured on the job, and in some cases, fatalities are not uncommon. But what happens when these workers get hurt? In many instances, they are sent home with no compensation and left to deal with their injuries on their own. They can't sue their employers, and they don't have access to proper healthcare or insurance. In fact, many workers face the risk of being abandoned by their employers if they become injured or sick. What happens when these workers can't work anymore? They're left with nothing, and their dream of a better life is crushed. So how does all of this fit into the bigger picture? Dubai, with its stunning architecture and glitzy image, relies on a hidden labor force that is invisible to the millions of tourists who visit each year. The workers who built Dubai don't get to experience the luxury of the city. Instead, they live in poverty, separated from the world of luxury and wealth that the city has created. Dubai's immense wealth is, in part, built on the backbreaking labor of men who will never see the fruits of their work. It's a system that allows Dubai to maintain its image of extravagance while ignoring the suffering of the workers who made it all possible. In the next part of this documentary, we'll dive deeper into the hidden realities of these labor camps, exploring the psychological toll, the legal loopholes, and the discrimination that workers face. Stay tuned. You won't believe what we uncover next. This detailed expansion of the main content section should now provide a more comprehensive and impactful narrative that engages the audience, providing both emotional and informative insights into Dubai's labor issues. What do you think is the truth behind the glamour of Dubai? Well, Many of these workers are subjected to harsh conditions that most of us could never imagine. They don't just work long hours. They are often forced to live in overcrowded camps with poor sanitation and almost no access to basic rights. When these migrant workers arrived in Dubai, they were often asked to surrender their passports to their employers, giving the employers complete control over their movement. Without a passport, they couldn't leave the country or even find another job. This is a practice widely known as kafala, or the sponsorship system, which ties a worker's legal status to their employer, effectively making them dependent and powerless. For many workers, this system traps them in a state of modern-day slavery. In addition, many employers keep workers in financial debt by charging them exorbitant recruitment fees, which can take months, even years, to pay off. Imagine being promised a better future, only to arrive in Dubai and realize that you are now working just to clear a debt that keeps growing. And in return for this debt-laden reality, these workers were expected to endure grueling hours of labor, often in extreme heat, temperatures soaring beyond 50 degrees Celsius, 122 degrees Fahrenheit, with little to no safety equipment. Despite working in one of the wealthiest cities in the world, their wages are barely enough to cover basic necessities. Can you imagine being stuck in a foreign country with no passport, no money, and no way to escape the cycle of debt? This is the reality for thousands of workers who live in Sonapur. Let's talk about Sonapur, the largest labor camp in Dubai, located on the outskirts of the city. The name Sonapur ironically translates to City of Gold in Hindi, but for the over 100,000 migrant workers who live there, it's far from golden. This makeshift town is hidden far from the glitz and glamour of downtown Dubai. Here, workers live in cramped and overcrowded quarters, with anywhere from 10 to 12 men sharing a single small room. These rooms lack proper ventilation, with only a single fan or window to combat the scorching desert heat. The shocking conditions. The infrastructure is primitive at best. There's no air conditioning in most rooms, no proper lighting, and in some cases, even basic necessities like hot water are absent. The bathrooms and kitchens are shared by dozens of workers, leading to unhygienic and unsanitary conditions. Imagine starting your day at 4 a.m., working until late in the evening under the blistering sun, and then coming home to such conditions. These workers are physically and mentally exhausted. Many suffer from dehydration, heat stroke, and chronic health issues due to the extreme conditions they endure daily. Sonapur isn't just a place, it's a symbol of exploitation. The workers here live in isolation, far removed from the gleaming skyscrapers and bustling city life that tourists see. They're effectively hidden from the public eye, out of sight and out of mind. For the workers, Sonapur feels like a prison, not just because of the overcrowded rooms, but because of the lack of freedom and dignity they experience. Many workers aren't even allowed to leave the camp without their employer's permission. This means they are confined to this world of harsh living and working conditions, unable to explore the very city they helped build. But wait, it gets worse. These workers aren't just enduring tough living conditions. They're trapped in a cycle of poverty, exploitation, and broken promises. If they fall ill, most cannot afford proper medical treatment. There's no healthcare safety net for them, and their employers rarely provide assistance. Injured workers are often sent back to their home countries without compensation or support. For those who spend years working in Dubai, many return to their families with nothing to show for their hard work, stuck in debt, and physically and emotionally drained. The mental health toll is just as severe as the physical strain. These workers are separated from their families for years, missing out on milestones and cherished moments with their loved ones. Imagine being in a foreign land, away from your children, your spouse, and your community, all while enduring exploitation and poor living conditions. For many, this isolation leads to depression and hopelessness, with little support or resources to cope. But here's the question: why is this still happening? Why does the world's richest city allow this system of abuse to continue? The truth. Dubai's reputation as a global luxury hub relies on its ability to attract tourists and investors. The gleaming malls, luxury hotels, and stunning architecture are what make Dubai famous, but they're also a distraction. Behind the glamour, there's a hidden workforce that remains invisible to the millions of visitors who come to experience the city's extravagance. The government and major construction companies have turned a blind eye to the exploitation happening in the labor camps, focusing instead on maintaining the city's pristine image. And the global community. Many of us are complicit, choosing to enjoy Dubai's luxuries without questioning how they were made possible. In a city built on wealth, the workers who create that wealth are treated as disposable. Their voices are silenced, their suffering ignored, and their sacrifices forgotten. But it doesn't have to be this way. There are organizations and advocates fighting to bring attention to the plight of Dubai's workers. The question is, are we willing to listen? Will we continue to look the other way, or will we demand accountability and change? In the next part of this documentary, we'll uncover more about the hidden realities of Dubai's labor system, including the legal loopholes that keep this system in place, and the stories of resistance from workers who dared to speak out. Stay tuned for the shocking truths that Dubai doesn't want you to see. So is Dubai really the paradise we imagine? Or is it a city built on the backs of invisible workers who are never given the recognition they deserve? Is the cost of luxury worth the human price that's paid for it? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts on this issue. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss out on more shocking stories from Wander Chronicles 79. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next adventure. What if I told you there's a place where paradise is real, the cost of living is unbelievably low, and life is filled with breathtaking adventures and stunning women? Sounds too good to be true? Well, welcome to Costa Rica, where your dream lifestyle can become your reality for just $550 a month. Stick around because what you're about to discover will blow your mind. Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, where we uncover the most astonishing destinations and life-changing opportunities from around the world. In today's video, we're diving deep into what it's like to live in Costa Rica, a tropical paradise where life is simple, beautiful, and surprisingly affordable. We'll explore the vibrant culture, the stunning landscapes, the warm hospitality of the locals, and yes, the beautiful women that make this country so captivating. Plus, I'll share how you can live here for as little as $550 a month without sacrificing quality of life. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Imagine waking up to the sound of tropical birds, sipping on some of the world's finest coffee, and stepping out into a lush green rainforest. This is not a vacation. This could be your everyday life in Costa Rica. What makes Costa Rica so unique? It's one of the happiest countries in the world, thanks to its pura vida philosophy, which means pure life. It's a mindset that encourages simplicity, positivity, and living in the moment. Costa Ricans focus on happiness, balance, and embracing the joy in life's small pleasures. Breathtaking, diverse from the white sands of the Pacific beaches to the misty cloud forests and towering volcanoes, Costa Rica offers every type of adventure you can imagine. Whether you're into hiking, surfing, or just relaxing by the beach, Costa Rica has it all. Safety and security. Costa Rica is incredibly safe, with no military since 1948. The money saved from not having to fund a military goes into education and healthcare, making it a peaceful and secure haven for both locals and expats alike. Environmentally conscious. Costa Rica has set an example in sustainable living. Almost 100% of the country's electricity is generated from renewable energy sources, making it a global leader in eco-friendly living. If you love nature, this country is the perfect place to enjoy clean air, pristine beaches, and rich biodiversity. Here's the kicker. You can live a comfortable life in Costa Rica for just $550 a month. How? Affordable rent. Rent for a cozy apartment or even a small house can be as low as $300. You can find places to live in rural areas or in less touristy parts of the country for even less, offering a great value for your money. Affordable food. Fresh, locally grown fruits, vegetables, and coffee are ridiculously cheap. A week's worth of groceries might cost you only $10 to $20, allowing you to eat healthy, fresh food without breaking the bank. Transportation. Public transportation is extremely affordable. Buses cost less than $1 for a ride, and many people opt for bicycles, which are common in Costa Rican towns and cities. Let me tell you a quick story that perfectly captures the magic of Costa Rica. Are you ready to hear how one person turned their life around in this paradise? Mark, an expat from California, moved to Costa Rica last year. He spends his mornings hiking through lush rainforests, his afternoons working remotely with blazing fast internet, and his evenings sipping cocktails by the beach, all while spending less than half of what he used to in the US. Sounds dreamy, doesn't it? One of the best aspects of living in Costa Rica is the people. Known as Ticos, Costa Ricans are incredibly warm, welcoming, and friendly, making it one of the easiest places to feel at home, no matter where you're from. The concept of pura vida, meaning pure life, is more than just a saying, it's a way of life for the Ticos. It encapsulates a deep appreciation for simplicity, joy, and living in the present moment. When you first arrive in Costa Rica, you'll quickly notice the laid-back attitude of the locals. Ticos take time to enjoy the small moments, whether it's having a conversation with a neighbor, savoring a cup of coffee, or taking a walk through the countryside. This relaxed pace of life is refreshing and contagious, making you feel like you're part of a community that values human connection over rushing through life. Costa Ricans have a profound sense of community and hospitality. It's common for people to greet each other with a friendly hola and a smile, even if they're strangers. When you visit a local shop, don't be surprised if the shopkeeper strikes up a conversation with you about your day or the weather. The kindness and warmth of the locals are truly unparalleled, and you'll feel like you're part of the family in no time. The culture of Costa Rica revolves around the idea of family, and it's reflected in their everyday life. Many Costa Ricans live in tight-knit family units, often with several generations living under the same roof. This focus on family bonds creates a strong sense of support, and it's not uncommon for neighbors to look out for each other, making it feel like a small village wherever you go. But it's not just the general hospitality that makes Costa Ricans stand out. It's their zest for life. They approach everything with an enthusiasm that can only be described as infectious. Whether it's celebrating a local festival, attending a family gathering, or enjoying a Sunday barbecue, the Ticos love to celebrate life. Their sense of joy is reflected in their music, their food, and the way they embrace every opportunity to connect with others. Now let's talk about the beautiful women of Costa Rica. Costa Rican women are known for their natural beauty, radiating charm and warmth wherever they go. But what really makes them stand out is their kindness and genuine nature. These women take pride in their culture, their families, and their communities, which gives them a strong sense of identity and pride. They are family-oriented and value deep, meaningful connections. In a world where superficial interactions are often the norm, many expats in Costa Rica find that the women here are refreshingly sincere and approachable. Whether you're looking to form friendships or seeking love, Costa Rica offers a welcoming environment where relationships are built on trust and mutual respect. Costa Rican women are also incredibly independent, educated, and modern. While they cherish their traditions, they are just as passionate about carving their own paths in life, whether in their careers, education, or personal endeavors. You'll find Costa Rican women excelling in various fields, from entrepreneurship to the arts, science, and technology. The country values gender equality, and many women take on leadership roles in their communities, businesses, and families. The natural beauty of Costa Rican women is only enhanced by the beautiful country they call home. With its stunning beaches, lush rainforests, and picturesque mountains, Costa Rica is the perfect backdrop for these women to flourish. They take pride in their appearance and often embrace an active lifestyle, spending time outdoors, hiking, surfing, or enjoying the natural wonders of the country. Costa Rican women's health-conscious lifestyle is another aspect that makes them stand out. They embrace fresh, local foods and often incorporate a lot of fruits, vegetables, and fish into their diets. Their love for nature and physical activity, such as yoga, swimming, and hiking, keeps them fit and vibrant. Whether they're working in the city or spending time on the beach, their radiant health and energy are truly inspiring. In Costa Rica, relationships are built on respect and understanding. People here don't rush into things, and instead, they take their time to get to know one another on a deeper level. If you're lucky enough to meet a Costa Rican woman, you'll likely find yourself swept up in a genuine connection that focuses on emotional intimacy, trust, and shared experiences. Whether you're interested in forming lifelong friendships, or perhaps even finding love, Costa Rica offers a rich and diverse pool of beautiful women who embrace the values of family, community, and authenticity. You'll quickly discover that the culture of kindness, respect, and love in Costa Rica extends beyond the country's stunning landscapes and into the hearts of the people themselves. Costa Rica is a natural wonderland. Whether you're an adrenaline junkie or a nature lover, there's something for everyone. Ziplining through rainforests, glide above the treetops and experience the jungle like never before. Costa Rica offers some of the world's most exciting ziplining tours, where you'll soar above the rainforest canopy and take in breathtaking views. Surfing the waves. The Pacific Coast offers world-class surfing spots for both beginners and pros. Costa Rica is one of the world's top destinations for surfing, with iconic spots like Jaco, Nosara, and Tamarindo. If you've ever dreamed of catching the perfect wave, this is the place. Exploring volcanoes. Arenal volcano, with its hot springs, is a must-visit. Hike the trails around this active volcano, relax in natural hot springs, and enjoy the stunning views of the surrounding forests. Wildlife encounters. Spot sloths, toucans, and monkeys in their natural habitats. Costa Rica is known for its incredible biodiversity. Whether you're exploring the cloud forests, visiting the national parks, or taking a wildlife tour, you'll be able to witness nature in its purest form. Imagine spending a day hiking to a hidden waterfall, swimming in its crystal-clear pools, and then relaxing with a view of the sunset over the ocean. What if this was your everyday life? Keep watching to uncover how Costa Rica makes this dream a reality. This isn't a dream, it's Costa Rica. Costa Rica has a tropical climate, meaning it stays warm year-round. However, the best time to visit or move depends on your preferences. The dry season, which runs from December to April, is widely considered the best time to visit Costa Rica. During these months, the country experiences sunny weather with minimal rainfall, making it ideal for outdoor activities like hiking, surfing, and relaxing on the beach. The dry season is especially great if you're planning on spending a lot of time in the coastal areas, where the sun shines almost every day. The beaches on the Pacific coast, like Manuel Antonio or Tamarindo, are particularly stunning during the dry season. The clear skies and warm temperatures make it perfect for surfing, swimming, or just lounging by the water. But of course, with ideal weather comes more tourists, so expect higher prices for accommodations and activities. On the other hand, the rainy season, from May to November, offers a very different experience. While it may seem like the wet season would be a deterrent, there are some hidden gems to it. Costa Rica's rainforests truly come to life during these months. The lush greenery becomes even more vibrant, and you'll witness Costa Rica in all its natural glory. Although there's a chance of daily afternoon showers, these rains tend to be brief, and the mornings are typically clear and sunny. The rain is actually a relief from the intense heat of the dry season, creating a more comfortable atmosphere for hiking and exploring. Many tourists avoid this season, which means you'll experience fewer crowds, making it a perfect time for those who want a more peaceful and intimate visit. If you plan on exploring the cloud forests in places like Monteverde or Santa Elena, the rainy season brings out the mystical beauty of the misty forests, which you won't experience in the dry season. The wetter months allow you to enjoy the famous tropical wildlife without having to fight crowds. Imagine strolling through lush paths, spotting sloths hanging in trees or toucans flying by, while a light drizzle refreshes the air. Also, let's not forget about the green season discounts. During the rainy months, many accommodations and tours offer lower rates. This is a fantastic opportunity for travelers on a budget who don't mind a little rain. You can still enjoy the beautiful landscapes, adventure tours, and natural hot springs, all at a fraction of the price during the high season. While some areas of Costa Rica may be challenging to explore during the rainy season due to the occasional muddy roads and soggy conditions, there are plenty of places that are just as enjoyable, if not more so, during this time. Whether you prefer the constant sunshine of the dry season or the lush, misty allure of the rainy season, Costa Rica offers something for everyone. Ultimately, it's about what kind of experience you're looking for: the bustling, sun-drenched beaches or the tranquil, rain-soaked rainforests. Either way, Costa Rica is a year-round destination, and it's always ready to welcome you with open arms. As you've seen, Costa Rica is not only a great place to relax, but also an ideal destination for those who want to live a fulfilling life without worrying about high living costs. To help you understand more about the specific costs here, let's go over some important factors you need to know if you plan to live in Costa Rica. Taxes and insurance. When you live in Costa Rica, one thing you need to pay attention to is the tax system. Although there is no high income tax like in some other countries, you still need to pay for health insurance and taxes on your income. However, the tax policies in Costa Rica are quite simple and not too complicated, making it easier to manage your personal finances without too many restrictions. Healthcare costs. One of the strengths of Costa Rica is its excellent healthcare system, which is of very high quality. Public healthcare is completely free for citizens, and if you're a foreigner, you can register in the National Social Security System or buy private health insurance for just around $50 to $150 a month for an individual. This is very reasonable if you're planning to live here long-term and want to ensure your health without spending a lot of money. Daily living expenses. So when you go shopping or eat out, how much will you spend? Supermarkets in Costa Rica offer a wide range of quality products, from imported goods to fresh produce, all at affordable prices. You can buy basic items like rice, meat, and vegetables for just about $10 to $20 for a week. If you eat at casual restaurants, a meal for one person can range from $5 to $10, while higher-end restaurants can charge $15 to $30 for a meal. This means that you don't need to worry about overspending daily. The cost of living in Costa Rica is actually very manageable, allowing you to live a full life without the need to cut back too much. Integrating into the community. One of the great ways to save money and enjoy life in Costa Rica is by integrating into the local community. Making friends with locals will help you better understand the culture and may help you find services and products at more affordable prices. In addition, you can discover low-cost entertainment, sports activities, or traditional festivals that won't break the bank, allowing you to feel like part of the Costa Rican family. So, with about $550 to $750 a month, you can live comfortably in Costa Rica, enjoying the amenities, services, and vibrant life without stressing about high costs. Although Costa Rica is a wonderful paradise with lots to offer, like any other place, life here is not entirely perfect. Before deciding to move and live here long-term, there are a few risks and challenges that you should be aware of. Geography and climate. While Costa Rica has a wonderful tropical climate, there are also heavy rains during the rainy season, from May to November. This can be challenging for those who dislike wet conditions or need flexible travel plans. Heavy rainfall can cause flooding and affect transportation, especially in coastal and mountainous areas. However, if you live in major cities, like San Jose, this problem will be less severe. Housing costs in tourist areas. Another challenge is that if you want to live near the beach or in popular tourist areas like Tamarindo, Manuel Antonio, or Santa Teresa, housing prices can be higher than in rural areas. Although the general cost of living in Costa Rica is quite affordable, if you choose to live in high tourist areas, you may face significantly higher prices for accommodation. Petty crime and safety. Costa Rica has a relatively low crime rate compared to other Latin American countries, but petty theft, like stealing personal items, can still happen, especially in crowded tourist areas. Therefore, you need to be cautious with your belongings, particularly when participating in outdoor activities or traveling. However, crime rates here are not a big concern if you stay alert and stick to safe areas. Cultural differences. While Costa Ricans are very friendly and welcoming, living in a new country can come with the challenge of adapting to a new culture and way of life. The pace of work and slow administrative processes in Costa Rica can be frustrating if you're used to a fast-paced lifestyle. However, if you can accept the slower pace of life here and learn to enjoy the moments, you'll soon feel the pura vida spirit in your everyday life. Environmental issues. While Costa Rica is a country that places great importance on environmental protection and has many wonderful nature reserves, there are still issues related to pollution and waste management, especially in urban areas. Recycling and waste management remain challenges, although locals are gradually improving the situation. This is not something that should worry you greatly, but if you are passionate about a perfect environment, you may need to pay more attention to this issue while living in Costa Rica. Costa Rica, with its stunning natural beauty, affordable living costs, and the warm hospitality of its people, is truly an ideal place for those seeking a new life. However, before deciding to live here, you also need to understand the challenges and risks to fully enjoy your life. With a low cost of living, you can live comfortably, enjoy endless activities, and be part of a friendly community, making Costa Rica your second paradise. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Let us know in the comments what excites you most about Costa Rica. And stay tuned for our next video, where we'll uncover another stunning destination you won't want to miss. See you next time, and as they say in Costa Rica, pura vida. Can you imagine a place where the sun rises in the Pacific and sets in the Atlantic on the same day? A country with a tax policy so good, you don't pay a single dollar in income tax. But behind this paradise lies shocking truths you've probably never heard of. Welcome to Panama, the land of unexpected wonders. Hi there, this is Wander Chronicles 79, your gateway to the most exciting journeys on Earth. Today, we're diving into Panama, a small country with big surprises. From the legendary Panama Canal, hidden historical tales, to the vibrant yet contradictory lives of its people, we'll uncover it all. Make sure to watch until the end to discover why Panama is called the Dubai of Central America. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share your thoughts on Panama in the comments below. Panama, stories that will surprise you. The Panama Canal connecting two oceans. Let's start with what makes Panama world famous, the Panama Canal. You might think it's just a waterway. Think again. The Panama Canal isn't just a trade route. It's a testament to human determination against nature. But did you know that over 27,000 lives were lost to complete this engineering marvel? The 80-kilometer canal connects the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans, saving ships thousands of kilometers in travel. But behind the massive numbers lies a dark history. Thousands of workers perished from malaria and yellow fever, diseases that were untreatable back then. Landslides and harsh working conditions claimed countless more lives. Today, the Panama Canal is one of the world's most vital trade arteries, facilitating 15% of global commerce. Do you think Panama owns this canal? Wait till we reveal who really controlled it for almost a century. Panama's natural diversity, a world untouched. From the bustling Panama Canal, let's dive into Panama's lush wilderness, where nature's wonders are around every corner. A paradise for wildlife enthusiasts. Panama is a land of breathtaking biodiversity, making it a haven for nature lovers. The country is home to 986 bird species, placing it among the top 20 nations globally for bird diversity. Imagine this. You're walking through a misty rainforest, and above you, the vibrant colors of a toucan catch your eye. Nearby, a tiny hummingbird flits from flower to flower, moving so fast it almost seems magical. But Panama's beauty extends beyond birds. The country's rainforests are teeming with life. Capuchin monkeys swing through the trees. Sloths cling lazily to branches, blending in with the canopy. Exotic reptiles like iguanas and caimans lurk near rivers. Did you know that Panama's forests are so dense they're sometimes called lungs of the Americas? But these forests are under threat. Let's uncover why. Darien Gap, a jungle of danger and mystery. Not all of Panama's nature is serene. Enter the Darien Gap, a 160-kilometer stretch of dense jungle connecting Panama to Colombia. This area is infamous not only for its untouched beauty, but also for its dangers. Wildlife, jaguars, venomous snakes, and swarms of insects make this jungle a true test of survival. Human threats. The Darien Gap is a route for illegal immigrants, smugglers, and even armed guerrilla groups. Would you dare to explore a jungle so dangerous it's nicknamed the roadless frontier? Despite its perils, the Darien Gap represents Panama's raw, untamed spirit, a stark contrast to its urban development. Panama's oceans, the best of two worlds. What makes Panama unique is its access to two oceans, the Pacific and the Atlantic. On the Pacific side, you'll find serene beaches like Santa Catalina, famous among surfers. The Atlantic coast offers the Caribbean vibes of Bocas del Toro, where turquoise waters and coral reefs create a diver's paradise. But did you know Panama is the only place in the world where the sun rises over the Pacific and sets in the Atlantic? How is that even possible? Life in Panama, finding happiness in simplicity. Beyond its stunning landscapes, Panama's people offer a glimpse into a lifestyle rooted in joy and simplicity. Early risers, big dreamers. In Panama, life begins early. The day often starts at 7 a.m. or earlier, with locals eager to finish work in time to enjoy the sunset with their families. Why do Panamanians start their day so early? It's all about embracing the natural rhythm of life. Unlike in bustling global cities, where people are often chained to their schedules, Panamanians value their time with loved ones above all else. First, always. In Panama, family isn't just important, it's everything. People gather for meals, celebrate festivals together, and support one another in times of need. Even in the face of poverty, where nearly 1 million Panamanians live below the poverty line, their sense of community and resilience shines. Could it be that Panamanians' simple, family-centered lifestyle is the secret to their happiness? The contrasts of wealth and poverty. Despite its reputation as a tax haven, Panama has stark contrasts between the rich and poor. In Panama City, luxurious skyscrapers house expats and wealthy locals. Meanwhile, slums just outside the city center reveal the harsh realities of poverty. Many rural Panamanians live in traditional homes made of wood or bamboo, relying on farming and fishing to survive. How do people in Panama navigate such economic extremes? Let's explore. Vibrant celebrations and cultural pride. One thing that unites all Panamanians, regardless of their economic status, is their love for celebration. Festivals like Carnaval de las Tablas light up the country with parades, traditional music, and dancing. Music and dance are central to Panamanian culture, with influences from indigenous, Afro-Caribbean, and Spanish traditions blending into something truly unique. Have you ever heard Panamanian salsa music? It's impossible not to dance. The dark side of Panama, shocking truths behind the glamour. But behind the vibrant festivals and scenic beauty lies a side of Panama you might not expect. Corruption, a persistent problem. Panama may attract expats with its tax-friendly policies, but its government is plagued by corruption. Ever heard of the Panama Papers? This infamous scandal revealed how Panama became a global hub for tax evasion. Bribery is rampant in everyday life, with officials sometimes delaying processes to extract money from citizens or businesses. Crime, the hidden danger. While Panama City boasts safety in its tourist areas, crime is a reality in many parts of the country. Robberies frequently target banks, jewelry stores, and even well-off expats. During December and summer, when unemployment peaks, crime rates soar. Would you feel safe walking around Panama City at night? Let's uncover the truth. Panama's location, as a transit point between South and North America, makes it a hotbed for drug trafficking. Smugglers use innovative methods, including homemade submarines, to transport illegal substances. The Darien Gap, a crossroads for illegal migration. The Darien Gap isn't just a natural marvel, it's also a hotspot for illegal migration. In 2023 alone, over 500,000 migrants passed through Panama, many entering through this perilous jungle. Police checkpoints and patrols are common in Panama City, aiming to maintain security, especially for tourists. Did you know that if something happens to a U.S. tourist in Panama, it could trigger an international political crisis? That's how seriously they take safety for foreigners. Economic inequality and poverty. Despite its growing economy, Panama struggles with stark income inequality. Nearly 1 million people live in poverty, with many surviving on less than $2 per day. Utilities like water and electricity are often stolen in poor neighborhoods, creating tension between the rich and the poor. Is Panama truly a land of opportunity, or does its glittering image hide deeper struggles? A haven for expats, opportunities and challenges. Despite the challenges Panama faces, it has become a magnet for expats seeking a fresh start and a better quality of life. Panama's appeal lies in its unique blend of economic benefits, relaxed lifestyle, and strategic location. Let's dive deeper into why this small Central American country has become a paradise for foreigners. Panama, the ultimate tax haven. Imagine keeping all your hard-earned money. In Panama, there is no income tax for expats working remotely or running online businesses. This makes Panama one of the most attractive destinations for digital nomads, entrepreneurs, and retirees. But how does this tax system work? And why does Panama remain so attractive despite its small size? Let's find out. Panama's tax laws are territorial, meaning you only pay taxes on income generated within the country. If your business or job operates internationally, you can live in Panama completely tax-free. This policy has drawn thousands of expats from around the globe, turning Panama City into a vibrant, melting pot of cultures. Affordable cost of living, luxury without the price tag. For expats, Panama offers a chance to live luxuriously without spending a fortune. Housing. A fully furnished apartment in the city center costs around $1,000 to $1,500 per month, while housing in suburban areas is even cheaper, around $500 to $800 per month. Daily expenses. Eating out at local restaurants can cost as little as $5, and fresh produce from markets is affordable and abundant. Ever dreamed of sipping cocktails by the beach in a luxury villa? In Panama, it might cost less than your current rent. The healthcare system in Panama is another draw for expats. Panama's private hospitals offer high-quality medical services at a fraction of the cost compared to the US or Europe. For instance, a routine checkup might cost $50, while more complex surgeries could be 70% cheaper than in developed countries. But there's a flip side. While the expat lifestyle might seem glamorous, adapting to local culture and navigating Panama's bureaucracy can be challenging. Thinking of moving to Panama? Wait until you hear what it takes to get a residency or citizenship. path to residency and citizenship. Panama's residency programs are among the most straightforward in the world. Friendly Nations Visa. Expats from over 50 countries can apply for this visa, which grants permanent residency within months. Pensionado Program. Retirees with a stable pension of at least $1,000 per month can qualify for this program, which includes discounts on travel, dining, and healthcare. After 5 years of residency, expats can apply for Panamanian citizenship. But there's an even faster way to become a citizen: having a child born in Panama. If your child is born in Panama, they automatically become a citizen, opening doors for you to apply for permanent residency. The Panamanian passport, your key to freedom. Speaking of citizenship, let's talk about why Panama's passport is a treasure for global travelers. Panama's passport power. The Panamanian passport is ranked 24th globally, allowing visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 153 countries, including all Schengen countries in Europe, such as France, Germany, and Italy, popular Asian destinations like Singapore and South Korea, many South American countries, thanks to regional agreements. This makes the Panamanian passport highly desirable for expats looking to travel freely without dealing with cumbersome visa processes. But what makes Panama's passport even more valuable is its relationship with the United States. Panama has strong diplomatic ties with the U.S., making its passport holders enjoy favorable treatment in trade and international relations. How to get a Panamanian passport. Becoming a Panamanian citizen requires patience, but the rewards are worth it. Here's how you can obtain one. 1. Residency. Start with a temporary residency visa, which typically lasts 2 years. After that, you can apply for permanent residency. 2. Citizenship application. After 5 years of permanent residency, or fewer under special circumstances, you can apply for citizenship. 3. Birthright citizenship. Having a child born in Panama automatically grants them citizenship, making the process easier for parents to follow suit. Freedom for digital nomads and entrepreneurs. For those who work remotely or run online businesses, Panama offers unparalleled opportunities. The absence of income tax for foreign earnings and the low cost of high-speed internet make it a hotspot for digital nomads. Imagine running your business from a beachfront cafe, paying next to nothing in taxes, and hopping on a flight to Europe or South America without worrying about a visa. But life in Panama isn't all sunshine and beaches. What challenges might expats face after moving here? Challenges of living in Panama. While the Panamanian passport and lifestyle are attractive, there are challenges to consider. Language barrier. Spanish is the official language, and while many people in Panama City speak English, you'll need basic Spanish to navigate daily life. Cultural adjustment. The slower pace of life might be a shock for those used to fast-paced environments. Income inequality. Despite its tax advantages, Panama struggles with poverty, and the visible gap between rich and poor can be jarring for newcomers. Still, Panama remains a land of opportunity for those who are prepared to adapt and embrace its unique charm. Panama, a country where opportunities abound for expats, where the passport unlocks global travel, and where you can live luxuriously without breaking the bank. But, as with any paradise, Panama has its challenges. Would you still consider making it your home? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join Wander Chronicles 79 for more amazing journeys. Stay tuned for our next adventure, where we'll uncover the secrets of an even more extraordinary destination. What if I told you that living in Canada, a country once known for its great quality of life, has become almost impossible? Rent has soared by 25%, and homeownership is slipping further away for most Canadians. But it gets worse. What's causing this crisis, and what does the future look like? Stay tuned. Hey, welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into something truly shocking. Canada, the place once seen as a paradise, is now in the midst of a housing crisis, with costs soaring and immigration policies making things even worse. Stick with me, because in the next few minutes, you'll understand why living in Canada has become practically impossible for many. And trust me, the story you're about to hear will blow your mind. Imagine being able to afford rent one year, and the next year, it's out of reach. That's the reality many Canadians face today. So what caused this rapid surge in rent and housing prices? Just a decade ago, Canada was seen as a land of opportunity. Affordable housing, strong public health care, and a high standard of living made Canada one of the most desirable countries for families, immigrants, and young professionals. But things have taken a drastic turn in the last few years. Prices for homes and apartments have surged across the nation. In 2017, the average price of a home in Toronto was about $750,000. Now in 2024, that number is well over $1 million, and in some areas of the city it's closer to $1.5 million. It's not just Toronto. The same pattern can be seen in Vancouver, Ottawa, and even smaller cities like Hamilton and Kelowna. Rent prices have also followed suit, increasing 25% in just 1 year in some markets, leaving tenants with little hope. Here's the kicker. The average Canadian salary hasn't kept up with the skyrocketing housing costs. The average Canadian makes around $55,000 per year, yet renting a modest one-bedroom apartment in Toronto can cost as much as $2,300 per month. If you do the math, $2,300 a month equals $27,600 a year, almost half of the average salary of a Canadian. But why are we seeing these astronomical increases? Many blame the housing supply shortage, a direct result of years of underbuilding. Canada has not kept pace with the growing population, especially in major cities. There's simply not enough housing for the number of people moving in. However, there's another major factor driving prices up: foreign investors. In recent years, wealthy investors, both from within and outside Canada, have been snapping up real estate properties, pushing prices even higher. In places like Vancouver, the percentage of real estate purchased by foreign buyers is as high as 30% in some neighborhoods. Do you remember the optimism when Justin Trudeau took office in 2015? People thought he'd bring change. Instead, we're witnessing a housing disaster. When Justin Trudeau was elected in 2015, Canadians were filled with hope. He ran on promises of inclusivity, progressivism, and making life more affordable for families. He positioned himself as a leader who would make Canada a place of opportunity for all. But what happened? How did the hope that he generated turn into the despair we see today? Let's take a closer look. One of the first moves made by the Trudeau government was to introduce affordable housing initiatives and increase immigration. He argued that immigration was key to Canada's future prosperity. But while the influx of immigrants certainly brought economic benefits in terms of labor, it also added more pressure to an already overheated housing market. The government failed to predict that too many people without enough homes would worsen the crisis. Despite promising affordable housing, Trudeau's government did little to curb the skyrocketing real estate prices. As a result, many Canadians have been priced out of the housing market entirely. Meanwhile, the government introduced policies that seemed to cater to the wealthy: tax breaks for investors, loopholes in real estate laws, and overseas buyers benefiting from a system that allowed them to buy up properties at will. And what has been the impact? Renters are getting squeezed harder than ever, and first-time homebuyers are simply unable to break into the market. Canadians are losing their faith in Trudeau's ability to fix the problems he promised to solve. Canada's immigration system was once the solution to our labor shortage, but could it now be contributing to the housing crisis? Canada's history of immigration is long and storied. The country was built on the back of immigrants who came seeking a better life. Whether they were fleeing war, searching for economic opportunity, or escaping oppression, Canada has always welcomed people with open arms. This influx of people was seen as an economic boon, filling jobs, contributing to the economy, and enriching the country's diverse culture. However, in the early 2000s, things started to change. The Canadian government shifted its focus from welcoming immigrants based on family reunification to a skills-based system. This was great for Canada's economy because it ensured that skilled labor came to fill the gaps in the workforce. But there's a dark side to this change. The increase in immigration, while bringing in more skilled labor, also meant a dramatic increase in demand for housing. Between 2016 and 2021, Canada welcomed 1.8 million immigrants, more than ever before. And while this helped the economy, it also created a massive strain on the housing market. Just a few years ago, 2/3 of Canadians supported immigration. Now that number has dropped to 58%. What happened? With this influx of people came higher demand for housing, healthcare, education, and other services. The pressure on these services became more and more apparent, and Canadians started questioning whether they were getting the benefits they were promised. In 2022, Canada's population grew by 465,000 people, and a large chunk of that increase came from immigration. But as housing prices skyrocketed, the public began to feel the burden. The average Canadian felt like they were being left behind as the wealthier immigrants and foreign investors continued to drive up prices. Canadians, especially those in major cities, started to question the government's policies. The initial enthusiasm for immigration started to wane as more and more people struggled to find affordable places to live. What once was seen as a progressive solution to the nation's labor shortage became a pressing issue that many felt had not been properly managed. Canadians are literally fighting for space. Overcrowding has become the new norm, with stories like 25 students living in a single basement apartment becoming a regular occurrence. Is this Canada's new reality? As Canada continues to bring in record numbers of immigrants, cities are bursting at the seams. In some areas, overcrowding has become a serious issue, with people being forced into inhumane living conditions just to survive. The story of 25 international students living in a basement shocked the nation, but it's not an isolated case. Across the country, overcrowded living conditions are becoming more common. Students and immigrants, struggling to make ends meet, are often forced into these tight, unsafe spaces. The problem is not just the physical space, it's the lack of affordable options. Housing prices in cities like Vancouver and Toronto have climbed so high that many people can only afford places that are small, crowded, and in poor condition. Trudeau's popularity is at an all-time low, and Canadians are losing faith in his ability to solve the housing crisis. Can he recover from this disaster? As the housing crisis has worsened, Justin Trudeau's approval ratings have taken a massive hit. The man who promised to fix Canada's problems has now become the symbol of a government that failed to act. Canadians are asking themselves, where are the results? Instead of seeing affordable homes, they are seeing skyrocketing prices and an overwhelming supply shortage. Young families, students, and low-income workers are paying the price for the failure of the housing system. But is there any hope left for them? Now let's talk about the everyday Canadian, the young professionals who move to Toronto or Vancouver, hoping to start their careers, the families looking to put down roots, and the students hoping to get a good education. All of them are facing the same crisis: the inability to afford a home. For the first time in generations, it seems that owning a home is no longer a dream that many can achieve. We're at a breaking point. The system is broken, but is there a way to fix it? The big question is, what can be done? While Canada has tried to address the issue by introducing affordable housing initiatives and limiting foreign ownership, it has not been enough. More needs to be done. Solutions like building more homes, taxing empty properties, and restricting foreign investment in the housing market are just some of the measures being discussed. But will it be enough? Only time will tell. For now, Canada's housing crisis remains a pressing issue with no easy solution. In the next few years, we may look back on this period as the time when everything changed, for better or for worse. The question is, will we be able to find a way to fix the housing crisis, or will Canadians continue to be trapped in an unaffordable system? One thing is certain, the country's future depends on it. Canada once promised a bright future, but today it's a land of contradictions. High immigration and a housing crisis have made living in Canada impossible for many. If you're surprised by how far things have gone, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below. What do you think about the future of Canada's housing market? Is it fixable? Or is this just the beginning of a bigger crisis? And don't forget to share this video with your friends. Let's get the conversation going. And stay tuned for our next video, where we'll explore the effects of Canada's population boom on healthcare and public services. You won't want to miss it. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're about to explore a country that not only stands out for its breathtaking natural beauty, but also serves as a symbol of happiness and prosperity. Denmark, one of the happiest countries in the world, is a place where life isn't just about surviving, it's about savoring every moment. From free education and healthcare to unique cultural values like hygge, a cozy, content way of life, Denmark offers us a fresh perspective on how to live and work in a modern society. In today's video, we'll dive into not only the standout features of Denmark, but also uncover some lesser-known aspects that make this country truly special. So join me on this exciting journey to discover Denmark. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any of our upcoming adventures. Denmark is not just a country, it's a kingdom of happiness. Imagine living in a place where the government pays for your university education, healthcare is free, and you only work 37 hours a week to comfortably cover your expenses. Sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But this is the reality for the Danish people. Picture yourself entering a cozy little house, warm candlelight glowing, surrounded by loved ones laughing and enjoying each other's company. This is hygge, the lifestyle philosophy that makes Denmark one of the happiest countries in the world. The roots of this happiness stem from more than just comfort. Danish society places a strong emphasis on equality and community. Whether it's the shared meals, neighborhood gatherings, or the trust in government systems, people in Denmark genuinely feel connected to one another. The country's focus on work-life balance is another crucial factor. A typical Danish workday ends at 4 p.m., leaving plenty of time for family, friends, and hobbies. Moreover, Denmark's commitment to sustainability and green living fosters a sense of pride and responsibility among its citizens. Knowing that their actions contribute to a cleaner, healthier planet adds an extra layer of fulfillment to daily life. The Danish way of finding joy in small, meaningful moments teaches us that happiness is not about extravagance, but about connection and purpose. Many believe that living in Europe is expensive, but Denmark holds a special secret. The cost of living isn't as sky-high as you might think. Housing. In Denmark, the government subsidizes housing for students and low-income earners. A small apartment can cost just 300 to 500 euro per month if you take advantage of these policies. Plus, many accommodations come with energy-efficient designs, saving on utility bills. Transportation. Bicycles are king. Denmark is famous for its dedicated bike lanes, and you'll be amazed to know that over 50% of Copenhagen residents cycle to work daily. No need for cars, no need for fuel, it's incredibly budget-friendly. Public transportation is also reliable, with monthly passes that don't break the bank. High taxes but worth it. Yes, taxes in Denmark are high, but in return, you get free education, top-notch healthcare, and unbelievable social benefits. These benefits often eliminate significant expenses, making the overall cost of living surprisingly manageable. Imagine you're an international student who has just received an acceptance letter from the University of Copenhagen. You worry about the high cost of living, but then discover that the government will help cover your rent. You can even work a few hours a week to live comfortably. This has truly transformed the lives of thousands of international students. Beyond this, the Danish sharing economy is thriving. Platforms for ride-sharing, community gardening, and even tool libraries help residents save money while fostering a sense of community. The minimalist lifestyle embraced by many Danes also reduces unnecessary spending. Living in Denmark teaches you how to prioritize quality over quantity. Denmark isn't just about stunning landscapes, it's also known for having some of the most beautiful women in the world. Danish women are not only captivating with their Nordic charm, golden hair, and deep blue eyes, but they also stand out for their independence and intelligence. What sets Danish women apart is their confidence and strong sense of identity. Raised in a society that values gender equality, they are encouraged to pursue their passions and excel in their careers. Whether they're leading teams in tech startups or advocating for environmental causes, Danish women embody a perfect blend of beauty and substance. Imagine sitting in a small cafe in Aarhus, where you meet a Danish woman by chance. She captivates you not only with her looks, but also with her life story. Working in sustainable energy and recently completing a trip around the world, Danish women are the perfect blend of beauty and brains. Adding to their charm is their approach to life. Danish women embrace the less is more philosophy, favoring natural beauty and authenticity, over extravagant appearances. Their effortless style often involves chic, functional clothing that complements their active lifestyles. Whether hiking along Denmark's rugged coastlines or cycling through city streets, they exude a magnetic energy that's hard to ignore. To truly understand their allure, you'd need to experience Danish culture. It's a place where kindness meets strength, and ambition pairs perfectly with grace. Meeting a Danish woman can feel like uncovering a hidden treasure, one that leaves a lasting impression on your heart. When you think of Denmark, do you imagine long stretches of white sand and crystal-clear waters? Most people don't, but Denmark boasts over 7,300 kilometers of coastline. Its beaches are not only pristine, but mesmerizingly unique. Skagen, where the Skagerrak and Kattegat seas meet, creating a one-of-a-kind spectacle of two different colored waters merging. The dramatic meeting point of the seas feels like stepping into a painting. Remo Beach, one of Europe's longest beaches, where you can drive your car straight onto the sand. The expanse of golden sand and gentle waves makes it ideal for families and adventurers alike. Bornholm, an island in the Baltic Sea, famous for its dramatic cliffs, picturesque fishing villages, and tranquil coves. Known as the Sunshine Island, Bornholm is a haven for nature lovers and history enthusiasts. On a summer day, you decide to explore Bornholm. After a short ferry ride from the mainland, you step into a dreamlike place. The refreshing sea breeze, soft sunlight, and towering cliffs embracing golden sands leave you in awe. You walk through quaint villages where locals greet you warmly, and the aroma of fresh seafood wafts through the air. It feels like a storybook brought to life. Denmark's beaches aren't just about relaxation. They offer a chance to connect deeply with nature. Whether you're kayaking through fjords, collecting seashells, or simply watching the sunset, these beaches promise unforgettable memories. Copenhagen isn't just serene during the day. It turns vibrant and colorful when the sun goes down. This city is a paradise for partygoers and live music lovers. With its eclectic mix of venues and unique experiences, Copenhagen's nightlife is as diverse as its culture. Nyhavn, the colorful old harbor, where you can enjoy cold beer and live music by the canal. Imagine sitting under twinkling lights, surrounded by the laughter of friends and the soothing melodies of a street musician. Meatpacking District, once a slaughterhouse complex, now a hub of trendy bars, restaurants, and unique nightclubs. From craft cocktails to underground dance parties, there's something for everyone. Tivoli Gardens, the world's oldest amusement park, offering not just rides, but also concerts and dazzling lights at night. Strolling through Tivoli after dark feels like stepping into a fairy tale. On a summer evening, you and your friends decide to visit Nyhavn. In the cool night air, you sip on craft beer while listening to a local band perform. The canal reflects the shimmering lights, and the atmosphere is alive with joy. It's an experience like no other, blending history, music, and camaraderie. For those seeking something unconventional, Copenhagen also offers unique experiences like silent discos in the park or late-night art galleries. The city's nightlife captures the essence of Denmark: innovative, inclusive, and unforgettable. A dream come true. Imagine not worrying about university tuition fees or medical bills. In Denmark, this is a reality thanks to their exceptional welfare system. Education. Not only is it free, but students also receive monthly allowances from the government to cover living costs. Danish universities are known for their world-class education, fostering innovation and creativity. Healthcare. Every medical service, from checkups to surgeries, is covered by the state. You only need your health card. Everything else is taken care of. An international student once shared how, after undergoing emergency surgery in Denmark, he didn't have to pay a single penny. It made him feel like being protected under a safety net, unlike anywhere else. This welfare system reflects Denmark's core values: care, equality, and trust. It's no wonder that Danes rank among the healthiest and most educated people globally. The peace of mind that comes from knowing your basic needs are met allows you to focus on personal growth and happiness. Denmark's secret to sustainable living. Denmark leads the world in renewable energy and environmental protection. Did you know that over 40% of Denmark's energy comes from wind power? Storytelling moment. A Copenhagen resident shared that, thanks to wind energy, his family not only saves on electricity bills, but also feels proud to contribute to saving the planet. Danes celebrate Christmas with candlelit dinners and dancing around the Christmas tree. They don't have a word for sorry in their language, but are extremely polite and considerate. They have a unique word, arbejdsglæde, joy at work, that no other language can translate. Denmark is more than just a travel destination. It's a lesson in how to live happily and sustainably, from stunning beaches, a safe lifestyle, captivating women, to unparalleled social benefits. All of these make Denmark a truly special nation. If you're impressed, leave a comment, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to explore more incredible destinations with us. Imagine a country once hailed as an unstoppable economic force, a nation whose GDP skyrocketed, whose companies ruled the global tech and automotive industries, and whose wealth inspired envy around the world. Woo! Now imagine that same country plunging into an economic abyss so deep that it has struggled to recover for over 3 decades.
Oh my God.
What happened to Japan, the economic miracle? Stay with us as we uncover the shocking truth behind Japan's economic collapse. From the bubble burst of the 1990s to its current challenges. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll see why Japan's economy isn't the powerhouse you think it is. Welcome back to our channel, your ultimate guide to exploring the world's untold stories and hidden truths. Today, we're diving deep into the economic mystery of Japan, a country that once soared to the top but now faces stagnation and decline. What caused this dramatic shift? Was it government policies, cultural norms, or something even more sinister? Stick around as we break it all down. Before we jump in, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon to stay updated on more fascinating stories from around the globe. Let's rewind to the 1950s. Japan, recovering from the devastation of World War II, seemed an unlikely candidate for economic dominance. Yet by the 1980s, it was the second largest economy in the world. How did this happen? The Marshall Plan wasn't just a lifeline, it was the foundation of Japan's rebirth. The US, fearing the spread of communism in Asia, saw Japan as a critical ally. Billions of dollars flowed in, funding infrastructure, factories, and schools. Alongside financial aid, the American-led occupation introduced reforms that broke up feudal systems and redistributed land. This democratized wealth and empowered farmers, creating a solid base for domestic consumption. Industrial policies also played a crucial role. The government directed resources to strategic sectors, prioritizing steel, automotive, and electronics industries. By protecting these industries in their infancy and fostering competition among them, Japan created global champions. Japan adopted an export-oriented strategy that relied on producing high-quality goods at competitive prices. Companies like Toyota revolutionized manufacturing with techniques like the just-in-time JIT system, reducing waste and enhancing productivity. This allowed Japanese cars to flood international markets, offering unmatched reliability and efficiency. Electronics were another crown jewel. By the 1970s and 80s, brands like Sony, Panasonic, and Sharp were synonymous with cutting-edge technology. From the Walkman to color televisions, Japanese products became household staples worldwide. The philosophy of Kaizen, or continuous improvement, wasn't just a buzzword, it was a way of life. Workers were encouraged to innovate at every level, from factory floors to corporate boardrooms. This relentless pursuit of perfection became a hallmark of Japanese manufacturing. Then there was Keiretsu, the intricate web of corporate alliances. Companies like Mitsubishi and Sumitomo formed networks that shared resources, risks, and rewards. This collaboration fueled resilience, enabling firms to weather economic storms and maintain steady growth. The results were staggering. Japan's GDP soared and its global influence expanded. Tokyo's Ginza district became a symbol of affluence, and Japanese firms began buying up iconic assets abroad, from Hollywood studios to New York's Rockefeller Center. There was even talk that Japan might surpass the US to become the world's largest economy. But behind this glittering success lay unsustainable practices that would soon unravel. The 1980s were indeed golden years, but they laid the groundwork for one of the greatest economic collapses in modern history. By the late 1980s, real estate prices in Japan had reached absurd levels. A plot of land in Tokyo's prime districts was worth more than entire countries. For example, the Imperial Palace grounds were valued higher than all of California. Companies and individuals poured money into property, convinced that prices would never fall. It wasn't just real estate. The stock market was equally overheated. The Nikkei 225 soared to an unprecedented high of nearly 39,000 points in December 1989. Speculation was rampant, with many investors borrowing heavily to buy stocks, creating a debt-fueled spiral. Japanese banks, flush with cash, handed out loans with little scrutiny. Land and stock were often used as collateral, further inflating their prices. This created a feedback loop. Higher asset prices led to more lending, which pushed prices even higher. Then came 1990. The Nikkei began to plummet, wiping out trillions of yen in wealth. By 1992, the index had fallen by over 60%. And real estate prices were in free fall. The bubble had burst, leaving behind a trail of devastation. Did you know? It took over 30 years for the Nikkei to climb back to its 1989 peak, a stark reminder of the long-lasting damage caused by the crash. The early 1990s were brutal. Banks were left holding mountains of bad debt, leading to a credit crunch. Businesses couldn't access funding and consumer spending plummeted. The economy ground to a halt, ushering in what would later be called the lost decades. The government and the Bank of Japan struggled to respond effectively. Interest rates were slashed, but it was too little, too late. Fiscal stimulus packages were rolled out, but much of the money was wasted on inefficient projects. Meanwhile, deflation took hold, further discouraging investment and spending. Japan's rigid corporate culture, once a strength, became a liability. Lifetime employment systems and seniority-based promotions stifled innovation and adaptability. Small businesses, which make up a significant portion of Japan's economy, found it especially hard to survive. While Japan stagnated, countries like China and South Korea emerged as new economic powerhouses. Japanese companies burdened by debt and outdated practices struggled to compete on the global stage. Even today, Japan grapples with the legacy of the bubble. Public debt has soared to over 240% of GDP, the highest among developed nations. An aging population and declining birth rate add to the challenges, shrinking the workforce and increasing the strain on social services. Japan's economic troubles are far more complex than mere statistics. They're intricately linked to the country's deeply rooted culture and policy decisions that have shaped its modern economy. The culture of risk aversion is a hallmark of Japanese business practices. In a world where innovation and adaptability drive success, Japan's companies have often favored stability and predictability. This conservative approach has meant that while global competitors have surged ahead with cutting-edge technologies and breakthrough products, Japan has lagged behind. The reluctance to take bold risks has limited the country's ability to capitalize on new industries like information technology, biotechnology, and digital services. In a rapidly evolving global marketplace, this resistance to change has resulted in Japan's economic decline, as it struggles to keep up with nations that embrace technological disruption. One of the cornerstones of Japanese corporate culture is lifetime employment. While this practice offers job security for older generations, it stifles labor market mobility, making it harder for younger workers to climb the career ladder or find opportunities in more dynamic sectors. The rigid hierarchical structure in the workplace also discourages fresh ideas and talent from rising through the ranks, as employees are often expected to adhere to seniority over merit. This policy, initially established in the post-war era to maintain social stability, has become a double-edged sword. While it offered stability for decades, it now acts as a barrier to economic flexibility and youth innovation. The long-term consequence of this practice is a workforce that is less adaptable to change, exacerbating Japan's struggles with economic stagnation. Despite Japan's reputation for technological and industrial prowess, it still lags behind many other developed nations in terms of gender equality in the workplace. Women in Japan face significant challenges in achieving career advancement, with deeply entrenched societal norms and corporate practices limiting their opportunities. Japan has one of the lowest female workforce participation rates among industrialized nations, with women often sidelined in higher-paying roles or leadership positions. This underutilization of female talent hampers Japan's economic growth and potential. In a country that prides itself on efficiency and productivity, failing to fully tap into the skills and potential of half of its population is not just a social issue, it's a significant economic handicap. As we move into the present day, Japan continues to wrestle with persistent issues that are undermining its economic future. Japan's fiscal health is in dire straits, with a national debt that exceeds 250% of its GDP, the highest of any developed nation. The government's reliance on borrowing to finance economic stimulus measures, along with the cost of maintaining an aging population and social welfare programs, has led to an unsustainable level of debt. While Japan's debt is largely held domestically, its long-term effects are far-reaching. The government's spending habits and fiscal policies will eventually have to be addressed as the debt burden grows heavier, placing a significant strain on future generations. In the 1980s, Japan was a global leader in technology and innovation, with companies like Sony, Toshiba, and Panasonic at the forefront of consumer electronics and manufacturing. However, in recent years, Japan has fallen behind in critical areas such as artificial intelligence, software development, and digital transformation. While other nations, particularly in Silicon Valley, have surged ahead with digital innovation, Japan has struggled to modernize its approach. The country's once dominant position in global tech is now under threat as its industry lags behind in adapting to the digital age. For a country that prided itself on technological prowess, this decline marks a significant turning point, as Japan risks being left behind in the fourth industrial revolution. Japan's economy remains overly dependent on exports, particularly in sectors like automobiles and electronics. While this has been a cornerstone of its economic success in the past, it also makes Japan vulnerable to global trade tensions and fluctuations in international demand. The trade war between the US and China, for example, has put Japan in a precarious position, as it relies heavily on both countries for its exports. This over-reliance on foreign markets has limited Japan's ability to diversify its economy or foster greater domestic consumption. As global trade becomes more unpredictable, Japan's export-dependent economy faces significant risks. And then, there's the issue that looms large over Japan's future: its declining population. By 2050, it's projected that Japan's population could shrink by over 20 million people, leading to a dramatically smaller workforce and an even more strained social safety net. With fewer young people to contribute to the economy and support the aging population, Japan's economic outlook grows increasingly uncertain. The societal shift caused by this demographic decline will have wide-reaching effects on everything from consumer behavior to healthcare and pension systems. If Japan cannot find a way to adapt to these demographic changes, the consequences for its economy could be severe. Why didn't Japan see the bubble forming? This question begs an exploration into the economic mindset of the country during the 1980s and the missed opportunities for early intervention. What went wrong with Japan's recovery plans? Here, we dive into the post-bubble era, examining Japan's failed strategies for economic revival and why its recovery efforts were not enough to restore long-term growth. Could Japan's culture be its biggest obstacle? A deep dive into how Japan's conservative culture, focused on stability, hierarchy, and risk aversion, may have contributed more to its economic woes than we first thought. Japan's economic story is both a cautionary tale and a reminder of how quickly fortunes can change. From meteoric rise to prolonged stagnation, it's clear that even the most successful economies are not immune to collapse. What do you think Japan should do to turn things around? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And stay tuned for our next video, where we explore another nation's untold economic struggles. See you next time. What if I told you that in Dubai, you could walk into a gold ATM, buy exotic animals, or even drink in public, completely legally? Sounds crazy, right? But these same actions could land you in jail in America. Stay tuned as we reveal the 15 jaw-dropping things you can legally do in Dubai, but are totally illegal in the US. Welcome to our channel, your one-stop destination for exploring the most fascinating, shocking, and sometimes unbelievable facts from around the world. Today, we're diving into a topic that will blow your mind. 15 things that are completely legal in Dubai, but could get you arrested in America. Buckle up, because this isn't your typical travel guide. It's a deep dive into cultural contrasts and legal loopholes you never knew existed. And before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss any of our future mind-bending videos. Buying gold from ATMs. In Dubai, gold ATMs are more than just a novelty. They symbolize the city's opulence and its deep connection to gold trading. Imagine walking into the lobby of a luxurious hotel, spotting a sleek golden machine, and choosing between a gold coin, a bar, or even a custom-engraved piece. The screen displays real-time gold prices, ensuring you're paying the current market rate. This isn't just a gimmick. The machines are restocked regularly, and the gold is certified, making them a convenient option for both tourists and residents. By contrast, in the United States, buying gold involves a completely different experience. Transactions are tightly regulated to prevent money laundering and fraud. You'll need to visit authorized dealers, complete documentation, and in some cases even register your purchase with federal authorities. Gold vending machines would be seen as a compliance nightmare, requiring extensive oversight. Would you trust a machine to dispense your gold investment? In Dubai, it's all about trust in luxury. Drinking alcohol in public with a license. In Dubai, while alcohol is regulated, it's not as restrictive as many might assume. Tourists can easily apply for temporary licenses upon arrival, and residents can obtain permits through their employers or local authorities. Licensed venues like hotel bars, upscale restaurants, and beach clubs serve alcohol openly, creating a relaxed atmosphere for socializing. Drinking in public spaces like the beach is also acceptable in certain areas, as long as you stay within designated zones and follow local guidelines. The US, however, takes a stricter stance with its open container laws. Each state enforces its own regulations, but the general rule is clear: no open alcohol in public. Even in liberal cities like San Francisco, exceptions are rare, and violators risk fines or even brief detention. This difference reflects not just legal frameworks, but also cultural attitudes toward public drinking. How does Dubai balance tradition and modernity when it comes to alcohol? You might be surprised. Owning exotic animals as pets. Imagine driving through Dubai and spotting a Lamborghini parked beside a mansion with a tiger lounging by the pool. While recent laws have tightened restrictions, owning exotic animals like cheetahs, lions, or falcons remains a status symbol for Dubai's ultra-rich. Falconry, in particular, holds deep cultural significance, with some families spending fortunes on breeding and training these majestic birds. In America, exotic animal ownership is highly restricted due to concerns about safety and conservation. The Endangered Species Act and various state laws prohibit private ownership of many species. Sanctuaries and zoos are the only legal environments for such animals, and even then, strict licensing is required. The stark contrast lies in the cultural and legal priorities. Dubai celebrates these animals as part of its heritage, while the US prioritizes protection and safety. Ever wondered how falcons in Dubai fly first class? We'll uncover this luxury lifestyle soon. Public displays of wealth. Dubai is a city where excess isn't just accepted, it's celebrated. From gold-plated Ferraris cruising down Sheikh Zayed Road to private yacht parties with A-list performers, the wealth on display is jaw-dropping. Malls like the Dubai Mall and Mall of the Emirates feature VIP lounges where affluent shoppers can sip champagne while their luxury purchases are gift-wrapped. Social media influencers often capture these moments, sharing glimpses of opulence that are admired, not criticized. In the United States, public displays of extreme wealth can attract backlash. Whether it's accusations of tone deafness during economic downturns or concerns about personal security, flaunting wealth openly isn't as socially acceptable. This contrast speaks volumes about the differing cultural perceptions of affluence and success. How do Dubai's luxury car parades redefine the meaning of extravagance? Stay tuned. Gender-specific transportation. Women-only taxis and metro carriages are an integral part of Dubai's public transport system. Recognizable by their pink roofs or designated pink sections, these services offer women a safe and comfortable option for commuting. Female drivers often operate these taxis, creating a sense of trust and familiarity. During peak hours, these options are particularly valued by women traveling alone or with children. In the US, such gender-specific services would likely face legal challenges. Anti-discrimination laws ensure equal access to all services, regardless of gender. While this promotes inclusivity, it also means fewer tailored options for specific groups. Dubai's approach highlights its prioritization of cultural norms and safety, offering a unique perspective on gender roles in public spaces. But what about cultural traditions that challenge these norms entirely? Let's move on to something even more unexpected. Polygamy. In Dubai, polygamy is not a common practice, but it remains legally permissible under Sharia law. A man may marry up to 4 wives, provided he treats each equally in terms of time, financial support, and emotional care. This includes maintaining separate living spaces for each wife and ensuring equal treatment in all aspects of life, from inheritance to shared assets. While the practice is rooted in Islamic tradition, it's worth noting that modern legal frameworks in Dubai require detailed documentation and oversight to ensure fairness. In the United States, polygamy is strictly prohibited and is considered a felony under bigamy laws. Any marriage beyond the first is deemed invalid. Popular media often portrays polygamous communities in a controversial light, highlighting the legal and ethical conflicts surrounding the practice. The stark legal and cultural differences between Dubai and the US underscore how religion and tradition shape societal norms. Could you imagine the complexities of maintaining harmony in a polygamous household? Dubai's system ensures it's far from easy. Wearing traditional weapons in public. In Dubai, wearing traditional weapons like khanjars is more than just a fashion statement. It's a symbol of heritage and pride. These curved daggers are often part of traditional Emirati attire, particularly during weddings, national celebrations, or cultural events. The khanjar signifies bravery, honor, and the history of the UAE's Bedouin ancestors. However, these weapons are ceremonial and not intended for actual combat. Local laws regulate their use, ensuring they remain symbols of tradition rather than tools of violence. In the US, carrying a weapon like a dagger openly in public is usually restricted, with laws varying by state. Many states prohibit the open display of weapons in public spaces unless they are part of reenactments or cultural festivals. Security concerns often overshadow the cultural significance of such items, making their open display a rare sight. How does a ceremonial dagger become a proud cultural emblem? Dubai's traditions hold the answer. Social media flexing. Dubai's skyline, luxury cars, and 5-star resorts make it a playground for influencers, many of whom showcase their opulent lifestyles on platforms like Instagram and TikTok. The city's relaxed advertising regulations allow influencers to blend personal content with paid promotions seamlessly. From private yacht parties to designer shopping sprees, the line between genuine luxury and sponsorship is often blurred. Local brands and businesses readily collaborate with influencers, leveraging Dubai's glamorous image. In the United States, the Federal Trade Commission, FTC, enforces strict rules for influencers, requiring clear disclosures of paid promotions. Terms like hack ad or sponsored must be used to ensure transparency. This creates a stark difference in how influencers in the two regions operate. While Dubai embraces the spectacle, America prioritizes consumer protection and transparency. Is Dubai's influencer scene authentic, or is it all for the gram? The truth might surprise you. Strict punishments for certain crimes. Dubai's legal system operates on a mix of Sharia law and civil law, resulting in a unique balance of leniency and strictness. While some offenses like unpaid debts might be resolved amicably, others, especially drug-related crimes, face zero tolerance. Possession of even the smallest trace of illegal substances can lead to severe penalties, including long prison sentences, hefty fines, or deportation. By comparison, the United States has a more tiered approach to drug crimes, with penalties varying based on the type and quantity of the substance. While the U.S. legal system is stringent, it also offers rehabilitation programs and plea deals as alternatives to incarceration. This difference reflects the contrasting priorities of the two nations, with Dubai focusing on deterrence and America leaning toward reform. But not all legal systems are this rigid. Let's take a leap into a more liberating experience. Skydiving without much red tape. Imagine soaring above Dubai's iconic Palm Jumeirah or the golden dunes of the desert with minimal hassle. Skydiving in Dubai is a streamlined experience. After a quick briefing session and some basic training, participants are ready to take the plunge. Licensed operators like Skydive Dubai ensure safety without bogging down the process with extensive red tape. The thrill of free-falling over one of the world's most stunning landscapes is a major draw for adventure seekers. In the United States, skydiving is regulated by the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, requiring participants to complete more rigorous training, especially for solo dives. While tandem jumps are more accessible, operators still adhere to strict protocols, including medical checks and extensive safety measures. The contrast highlights how Dubai's focus on luxury and efficiency extends even to extreme sports. Would you trade a bit of safety regulation for a once-in-a-lifetime view? In Dubai, adventure comes fast and fabulous. Unlimited duty-free shopping. Dubai International Airport is a mecca for duty-free shopping enthusiasts. Here, travelers can indulge in high-end shopping sprees without worrying about limits on the value of goods they take home. From designer watches to rare spirits and luxury perfumes, Dubai's duty-free offerings are vast and unrestricted. This flexibility attracts tourists and business travelers who want to splurge on tax-free items before leaving the city. In the United States, duty-free shopping comes with a cap. Travelers returning to the U.S. can only bring back goods worth up to $800 without incurring customs duties. Anything above this limit is subject to taxes and possible scrutiny. This policy reflects the differing approaches to consumer freedom and government revenue in the two regions. Could unlimited shopping change your travel habits? Dubai's airports might just tempt you to find out. Working on a visit visa. Dubai's dynamic labor market accommodates freelancers and short-term workers, even those on visit visas. While not formally legal for full-time employment, many companies offer project-based roles or freelance gigs to visitors. This practice is particularly common in creative industries like media, design, and events. However, it's a gray area, and workers must ensure they comply with local laws to avoid fines or deportation. In the United States, working without a valid work visa is strictly illegal. The Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, enforces stringent measures against unauthorized employment. Employers and workers alike face heavy penalties if caught violating visa conditions. This contrast highlights Dubai's adaptability and America's firm stance on regulated employment. But while Dubai embraces flexibility, other aspects of life there are all about indulgence. Renting supercars on a whim. Driving a luxury car like a Lamborghini or Rolls-Royce is a dream for many, and in Dubai, it's an accessible reality. Renting these high-end vehicles is as simple as presenting a valid driver's license, passport, and a credit card. Daily rental prices vary, but are often surprisingly affordable compared to outright ownership costs. These cars are a common sight on Dubai's roads, blending seamlessly into the city's luxurious lifestyle. In the US, renting supercars involves more stringent procedures. Beyond basic documentation, renters often need to provide proof of insurance and pay hefty deposits. Some companies even require driving history checks or impose minimum age requirements. While the experience is thrilling, the process in the US is more time-consuming and expensive. Want to feel like a millionaire for a day? Dubai's roads offer the perfect stage. Public e-cigarette use. Dubai's approach to e-cigarettes is relatively relaxed. Vaping is permitted in most public spaces, including malls, beaches, and outdoor cafes. This leniency has made vaping a popular trend among locals and tourists alike. However, regulations ensure that minors cannot purchase e-cigarettes, and there are restrictions on advertising and branding to maintain public health standards. In the US, vaping laws are much stricter. Many states have banned e-cigarette use in public areas like restaurants, parks, and schools due to health concerns and the rising popularity of vaping among teenagers. These restrictions aim to curb potential long-term health impacts and reduce exposure to secondhand vapor. Does less regulation mean more health risks? Let's explore the cultural and medical implications. Building mega skyscrapers without delay. Dubai's skyline is a testament to its rapid development, with iconic structures like the Burj Khalifa rising at unprecedented speeds. This efficiency is attributed to streamlined construction regulations, an abundant labor force, and strong government support. Projects that would take decades elsewhere are completed in just a few years in Dubai. In contrast, building megastructures in the United States involves navigating extensive red tape, zoning laws, and labor union regulations. Environmental impact studies, community consultations, and litigation often add years to the timeline. While this ensures safety and environmental sustainability, it slows down progress compared to Dubai's fast-paced approach. How does Dubai manage to defy gravity and time? The secrets to its architectural success await. And there you have it. 15 unbelievable things that are legal in Dubai, but could get you into serious trouble in the US. From buying gold at ATMs to renting a supercar on a whim, Dubai truly is a city of contrasts. Which of these shocked you the most? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more jaw-dropping content like this. Hit the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. Trust me, it's even crazier than today's video. See you next time.